The two stories that you're about to hear were both written by the same person. This is the type of story that is frightening due to the fact that the people that were encountered and were met are just ordinary people that anyone could meet at any given time and at any given place. The reason why these stories are being shared, it's because they have some teachable moments from the interactions that the author had in them. With that out of the way, let's begin. Story number 1. Stalker for over 10 years. First, a little background information. I'm writing these lines in the month of April in the year 2023. This happened to me in the late 90s. I'm a female and I'm 43 years old, and my friend Rose is 42 years old. My name's Catherine, and we met this guy together. My stalker was a guy Rose and I met on the bus one day coming home from my volunteer work after school as a candy striper at the local hospital. We were on the bus, going home, laughing and talking, and this guy just randomly sits by us and starts talking. He tells us his name, and we laugh, thinking that he said his name was gay? Yeah, stupid teenage girls. He corrected us and said his name was Jay. We talked a bit more and we innocently gave him our names, and he asked for my number, but I said no. He was like 7 years older and kinda strange the more we talked to him. He got annoyed, but whatever, right? So we thought that was that. A few days, maybe a week later, me and the same friend run into Jay while switching buses downtown. I was going to her house like I did a few times a week when we ran into him. He asked for me to hang out and watch him play hockey that night. I said no, I was going to my friends. He got weirdly annoyed and kept trying and begging me, telling me about how much fun it would be and trying to get me away from my friend. He really didn't want her to come to his hockey game either. He just wanted it to be us. So weird. Our bus finally came and we got out of there fast. Over the next few weeks, I kept running into him downtown. It was like he knew my schedule, and every time I tried to be nice, but get away as fast as I could. And every time, he would get annoyed because I wouldn't hang out with him. A few weeks pass, and I'm at school, and in walks Jay. I was so mad and frustrated, and I snapped on him. Why was he here, and how did he know what school I went to? Did he follow me on the city bus? He tried saying that he was there to see his friends, but he wasn't with anyone. Just a 25-year-old guy wandering around a high school. After that, I would randomly see him on my bus, and he would always try to sit across from me and watch. He would still ask for us to hang out, and I would still say no. As time went on, he would still find me on the bus and sit across from me with who I guess was his girlfriend or a girl he was trying to make me jealous with. He would look at me while making out with her, He would do everything he could to make me feel uncomfortable. I would either turn up my music and do my best to ignore him or move to another spot. Nothing ever seemed to deter him. He never did anything bad enough to call the police. But he knew it was wrong, and he knew it bothered me, and he knew I would have a panic attack, and I'm sure he got off on that. As the years went on, I would see less and less of him. He would randomly pop up and make me uncomfortable. He tried standing really close to me and trying to talk. I would have a panic attack and do my best to ignore him. I would still walk away, and he would just get more pushy. Every time I would run into him, I text my friend that was there when we first ran into him and get her to calm me down. It is now 2023, so 24-ish years since it all started, and I haven't seen him in the last maybe 8+ years, and I'm just praying that I never see him again. I'm 43, so he must be going on 50 years old, and I'm still scared to run into him. I have thought I saw him a few times and I panicked, but it wasn't him. I hope I never see him again. Thanks for reading. Story number 2. 5 kids home alone. Before the story begins, I would like to clarify that I'm writing this during the first days of April of the year 2023. Okay, so bear with me. Also, I'm a female, and this happened to me during the mid-80s. With that out of the way, let's begin. Okay, so bear with me. This happened to me when I was a kid, and I double-checked the story with my family. So this was in the mid-80s. I was about 7 at the time, and I was at home with 2 of my older sisters, 8 and 11 respectively, and my 2 cousins, 7 and 8 respectively. All of us were girls. My sister, 11 years old, was in charge of babysitting us 4 younger girls. You have to picture what our house looked like to understand what happened. It was a 2-story box house with a flat roof and a small box front porch, also with a flat roof. I can't remember what we were doing, but we were all in the house. We kept hearing noises coming from the roof, like walking and what sounded like rocks being dropped down the downspouts. You know the way kids think. We thought of a squirrel or something, but it just kept happening. Then my older sister said something about how maybe someone climbed a huge tree beside the house and got on the roof. We were all scared cause we knew there was a roof access point in the bedroom that I shared with one of my sisters. What if he could get inside? My older sister told my other sister and one of our cousins to walk across the street to the corner store, across an empty gravel parking lot, and on the way back look up and see if they could see someone on the roof. So the girls, both around 8 years old, walk a halfway across the parking lot and, being curious, turned around, looked up and saw a guy in one of those totally 80s guys cropped up football jerseys. Think of Johnny Depp in A Nightmare on Elm Street. He was couched down on the roof. The girls came running home, freaking out, and they told my sister about the guy. My older sister, freaking out, first went to the neighbor's house to use their deck to see if she could see on our roof, but she couldn't see anything. She came home and then called the police. It felt like it took them ages to show up. When they got there, I don't think they believed a word we said. They thought a bunch of little kids are making up this story for attention. One cop drove down the road, up a hill and about a block away to see if they could see anything, but the way the roof was, you couldn't see a person if they were laying there. Then these cops tells us kids that we have to go upstairs and check everywhere to see if we found anyone. So 5 little girls from ages 7 to 11 got sent upstairs, scared shitless, crying to look for this man. Knowing about the roof access, we all cried, not wanting to go, but they said we had to. To this day, I remember how scared I was. I remember looking, but how well do little kids look, right? The cops didn't listen to us. They didn't check out the house, inside or out, and they left. We were so scared to be left alone with the guy out there, who knows where. We didn't know if he was just laying down on the roof, or jumped down, or somehow got in and he was hiding. Eventually, Mom finally got home a few hours later, and we told her what happened. And my mom explained to us that there was a lock on the roof access and no one could get in, but she checked anyways. Then we went to check out the outside. There were clear footprints on the dirt, dug in good from him jumping off the roof onto the porch and off into the flower bed. My mom was so steaming mad when she realized we told the truth and we weren't believed by the police. We went to the police station the next day, and we are all separated and interviewed. We all told the same story. My mom went up one side of the cops and down the other. We never found out who the guy was, or why he was there in the first place. Did he know it was a house with 5 little girls home alone? Thanks for reading.